What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Celio's Network. Today I am outlining the improvements I would like to see for the Pokemon trading card game online, because this is something I had been requested to do by multiple different people on YouTube and Twitter. So I'm happy to share my thoughts about the PTCG online and things like that. So that's what we're going to be doing today. The table of contents, we're going to be talking about the purpose of Pokemon TCG Online, the reason for wanting improvements, are improvements feasible and or realistic, and then some of the things that I would like to see, which are support for older cards and older formats, reintroducing microtransactions, unique formats, features for competitive players, and calls to action. Before we get into all of that, something that I added last minute is what has come to be my gold standard for online trading card games. The Legends of Runeterra, the League of Legends card game, has just an immaculate client for the game. It's the best thing I've ever seen for an online card game, and this screenshot is just what comes up when you log on to the game. This event calendar they have for their labs, which are kind of creative alternate formats and limited edition games and formats to play, their battle pass and their event pass. They even have duo games where you could play two people versus the computer, and then on the right they have their competitive information for their ranked season, their rewards, their seasonal tournaments, things like that. So this is just a small taste of what Legends of Runeterra has to offer, and it's everything I wish Pokemon could do with their online game. So I just wanted to give that as kind of a preview of, well, what am I expecting, or what am I wanting in an ideal world, something like this. So what is the purpose of Pokemon TCG Online? The Pokemon website says that it is a free-to-download, free-to-play online version of the Pokemon trading card game. Pretty simple. But because of the global pandemic, TPCI has been using PTCGO to meet additional purposes now. It was never intended to have real competitive tournaments like the Players' Cup 1, 2, and 3 being held on it. It was never intended for that by the Pokemon Company International. Also, just a small caveat, remember, this is the Pokemon Company International software and not the Pokemon Company Japan. The Pokemon Company in Japan does not have an online game for their player base. So also, PTCGO may be the first time many people are exposed to a real game of Pokemon cards via Twitch, YouTube, or getting code cards in a pack. And so, like, these people may have collected cards when they were younger, or they collect cards now, but they've never actually played or seen people play a real game of Pokemon. And PTCGO is not a very impressive online client. It's not very impressive to see. It's not exactly going to get people who weren't already interested in the game into the game. And a small example of what I mean by that is, let's stick to Legends of Runeterra as our comparison in our example. I don't super love the card game Legends of Runeterra, but I play it because of how great their client is and how great their communication with the community is, and how hard they are trying to make the game as enjoyable as possible with the ranked ladder and the rewards and the competitive season, the seasonal tournaments, the fun labs games they have, the duo games, the online store that is very accessible and makes it very cheap to build decks. Now, whereas Pokemon is the card game I love, the card game I've dedicated countless hours and days and weeks and months of my life to, yet it is like pulling teeth to play on the Pokemon TCG Online because it is such the bare minimum. It's like there is no doubt in my mind that a fan-made version of the Pokemon TCG Online would be better with just a little bit of work than what PTCGO actually is. And I think it's really hinders the growth of the actual card game, because it doesn't really incentivize people that are interested in Pokemon to become interested in the card game the way that Legends of Runeterra incentivizes League of Legends enthusiasts to become interested in Legends of Runeterra. So what is my reason for wanting improvements? It's disappointing to see other online card games have many additional features and content that is requested and wanted and enjoyed by the community. Online games of all genres, from card games like Hearthstone and Magic to other genres of games like League of Legends, Teamfight Tactics, Overwatch, Fortnite, all have ranked, competitive, and tournament modes built into their games, and that this has become an expected feature in modern online gaming. And if there's anything I've learned being a Nintendo and Pokemon fan, that Nintendo and Pokemon are not very good with modernizing their stuff, and I believe that they have become quite lazy between Game Freak and Nintendo, Pokemon, all of those combined. As a competitive person inside and outside of the Pokemon trading card game, I want to give my time, money, and dedication to games where I can compete to become better and play against the best. The Pokemon main series video games have a ranked ladder, and they have had this feature for many years, yet the card game gets nothing of the like. Games with competitive modes draw in more viewers and more interest. The Pokemon video game and another card game, Hearthstone, are examples of this. The Pokemon video game is pretty booming on social media, on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, everything like that, compared to the card game. And that could be for many other reasons as well, but I attribute this to one of them. You'll see the viewer counts of Pokemon TCG Online streamers rocket up when we have the Players Cup qualifiers to play in for those 50 tournaments, those 50 keys that we get. But they fall back down once we're done with that and we're just playing casual Pokemon again. Reintroducing older cards and older formats would likely bring veteran players back into the game, as opposed to using third-party software to play older formats. This is just an article written by Robin Schultz, Pokemon Trading Card Game Online, What Does PTCGO Need? This is on LimitlessTCG.com. I definitely suggest reading this and also Andrew Wambolt's article about it on their site. Are improvements feasible and or realistic? If we acknowledge that Pokemon Trading Card Game Online is a property of TPCI, which is a subsidiary of the Pokemon Company, then making improvements should be financially feasible. Granted, a budget has to be given to this product, and there has to be interest and want by the company. In 2019, Medium.com estimated that the Pokemon Trading Card Game had grossed over $10 billion for the Pokemon franchise, which is estimated to have had made $92 billion in gross income over the years. So it's, I am shocked with both the quality of the video games and of the trading card game online, which separate responsibilities. The video game is under Game Freak and the card game online is under TPCI, but I am shocked with the time and money and number of employees that are put into both of these products, given how much money Pokemon has in their income. And that's why I say I think they've gotten lazy and they know people are going to buy their product, so they stopped improving. PTCGO is a TPCI product. TPC Japan, the Pokemon Company, the main company, does not have its own online software for the game, and I believe this is to keep interest in physical cards and physical events growing. They're afraid that people might stop playing the physical cards if they had the online game. The Pokemon Company not being invested in PTCGO for its main region may be affecting any progression for the online game here in TPCI's region. I believe that some of the questions on the TPCI December 2020 survey allude to possible ideas of new Pokemon TCG Online formats, much like Magic the Gathering Online has Pauper, Singleton, Cube, and Vintage. You'll see here they talked about these hypothetical formats in the survey, such as Booster Draft, Cube Draft, Singleton, and no multi-prize Pokemon formats, which I would love to see those included. Support older cards and older formats. This is an excerpt from an article by Andrew Wambolt on LimitlessTCG.com. He discussed having old format rules as an option when you're playing against friends, and even adding these as ladders, the retro ladder and classic ladder ideas of bringing in all of the older sets and you release them on a monthly or bi-monthly or 3-month basis and have a classic ladder that evolves to add more hype to the game between main sets, and even for veteran players and collectors that aren't interested in playing the current meta and want to play with older cards that they enjoy and have nostalgia for. But you should definitely read this whole article. I won't go over and read the whole thing here, but definitely go check that out on Limitless. So the next item is reintroducing microtransactions. Now, this could be a reason to upgrade PTCGO and bring back the microtransactions they once had. This could be a reason to do it because this could make them money. So microtransactions for legacy era packs and any older packs that they choose to introduce would be great, so we can actually just buy them in the client because there are no codes available for packs older than legacy, because that's when code cards began. And also legacy code cards are absolutely, like, when I say impossible to find, they're actually impossible to find. They are just not on the market anymore. And all legacy codes got changed to boundaries crossed, I believe, at some point. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I believe all legacy codes that were not redeemed by a certain date got turned into boundaries crossed codes. So legacy era packs can only be get with coins in the shop, and you cannot buy coins. Coins can only be earned, and there's a limit to how much you can earn based on, you know, the daily rewards and stuff like that. Microtransactions for event tickets and for coins should be available. This would not affect the PTCGO code economy since packs bought with coins are not tradable. Microtransactions for cosmetics such as avatar items, playmats, sleeves, and deck boxes would be another great way to add microtransactions to have a reason for the company to want to make the game better, to have more income off of it. But these wouldn't be necessary for people to play the game. It would just be cosmetics, which that's kind of the ideal free-to-play product outline of today's games. You have a free-to-play game, but the cosmetics are where the company makes their money. So some unique formats are things that I've already mentioned in the video, like Andrew Wamble outlined having a retro ladder and classic ladder. And then in that survey, they talked about booster draft, cube draft, singleton, and evolution, no multi-prize Pokemon allowed. These would all be great things to have either on a cycle or just all the time on PTCGO. Features for competitive players. Here in this picture is the VGC, or the Pokemon Sword and Shield video game ranked ladder, which they do have in the video game, and it's pretty much the same as any online game ranked ladder, except it's in Pokemon terms. So there's beginner, Pokeball, Great Ball, Ultra Ball, Master Ball. And this is how most ranked ladders work. You go up and down based on how you do. In something like Magic or League of Legends, the ranks are bronze, silver, gold, platinum, etc. And once you reach the top tier, you are given a rank worldwide that goes up and down according to wins, losses, and your opponent's ranks. So this should just be in the Pokemon trading card game online. It's ridiculous that they don't have something like this. This is another screenshot from Legends of Runeterra, which I said I think is the gold standard for online card games. And this is in the client, which is something that's great. They have the leaderboard in the client. You can even go look at the top players in Legends of Runeterra, and it shows you their rank, and it even shows you the deck that they were most recently playing on the ranked ladder. It's just incredibly advanced and amazing for the game's health. But this is their tournament that shows you how many people qualify, how to qualify, the format that it's in, how it will be played, playoffs top 32. There's a last chance qualifier within the client that you just go and play. It's the gauntlet tab that you'll see there. It shows you the exact times. It shows you your current rank, everything like that. The rules and the prizes you can earn from it, the money, everything like that. It's just so great. It shows you all the information. And we'll get to the lack of information on PTCGO in just a couple slides here. An argument I could hear is, but Pokemon isn't an online game. It's a physical card game with an online client. I would argue neither is Magic. Magic is an online card game. It was the first... I mean, Magic is a real-life card game, my bad, but also an online card game. It was the first real-life card game that really took off back in the 90s. Yet they have two actual online clients, but Magic Arena is incredibly advanced compared to PTCGO. It has the ranked ladder for multiple formats. It has rewards. It has tournaments. It has drafts. It has cubes. It has multiple different games you can play. It has a store. You know, it has all of this stuff. So I wouldn't say Pokemon is a real life card game. That's why it's not as good as something like Legends of Runeterra. my argument to that would be, well, Magic is a real life card game first and foremost, but the company has also made an incredible online client for it, and they're making a great profit off of it as well. Calls to action on PTCGO is just something that really boils my blood that it's not there, because there are players that log into Pokemon TCG Online every day and they have no idea what the Players' Cup is. Why is that? It's because there's absolutely no mention of it anywhere on the client. There are players that don't understand how to access the leaderboards for the Players' Cup. They've been playing in these qualifying events, but they don't quite understand it. Why? There's no instructions in the client. There's nothing on the home page that said, hey, the Players' Cup 3 starting in a month. Make sure you go to this page and learn how to make sure all of your information is right so you can get the keys to play. They don't care if more people are playing, if new players are trying to compete in this thing. It's just kind of like, well, if you found out about it because you're on Facebook and Twitter and you check the Pokemon website every day, then that's great. But if you sign on to PTCGO every day and you don't check those other things, you might just be out of luck and your account isn't hooked up and you won't know about the Players' Cup. My point, the client has less than the bare minimum in terms of influencing participation and influencing the community to be more involved. They did, however, add a blurb about the team challenge that's going on to the home screen of PTCGO, but they only did this after the initial response and participation for the team challenge was very low. So that is everything I have to say about PTCGO improvements, what they are, what specifically I want, the state of PTCGO right now, the state of other card games, and why I want these improvements and how feasible I think they would be. I hope you enjoyed this video. Of course, let me know in the comments down below what you think about all of this. Agree with me, disagree with me, open discussion. I'm open for it all, and I appreciate any feedback and comments that I get. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for daily Pokemon TCG content. Thanks for requesting this content, and I'll see you next time here on Celio's Network.